Killzone Shadowfall developer Guerrilla Games has addressed the controversy surrounding the game's resolution during multiplayer, promising to be more precise in future. A blog post written by producer Poria Torkan explains that while single player sees the game run at full 1080p, multiplayer runs at a native 960 by 1080, though is upscaled via an innovative technique that relies on previously calculated visual data. In both single player and multiplayer, Killzone Shadowfall outputs a full unscaled 1080p image at up to 60 frames per second, he wrote. Native is often used to indicate images that are not upscaled. It is native by that definition. In multiplayer mode, however, we use a technique called temporal reprojection, which combines pixels and motion vectors from multiple lower resolution frames to reconstruct a full 1080p image. If native means that every part of the pipeline is 1080p, then this technique is not native. Games often employ different resolutions in different parts of their rendering pipeline. Most games render particles and ambient occlusion at a lower resolution, while some games do all lighting at a lower resolution. This is generally still called native 1080p. The technique used in Killzone Shadowfall goes further and reconstructs half of the pixels from past frames. We recognise the community's degree of investment on this matter, and that the conventional terminology used before may be too vague to effectively convey what's going on under the hood. As such, we will do our best to be more precise with our language in the future. While admitting on occasion the prediction failed and locally pixels become blurry or thin vertical lines appear, Torkan concludes by arguing that the temporal reprojection technique gave subjectively similar results, and it makes certain parts of the rendering process faster. This reduces controller lag and increases responsiveness, which improves the Killzone Shadowfall multiplayer experience. For more on Killzone, stay with IGN.